What did you hear on talk radio? Something in particular, or just this topic?
This topic, people calling in saying, whoever the host was, hey, I'm worried that the RNC is out of touch. Everybody is building this up to be this walk in the park against Biden. We're going to see what happens in the primaries. They're going to build those numbers up to make it look so good, and then we're going to underperform come November of next year.
Well, yeah, that's always the fear is, that's why I hate polls, because they're going to tell you, they're going to try and tell you a story to get a reaction from you, either to not vote, not show up and think, oh, it's in the bag, I don't have to vote. It's okay if I skip this one. That's what they want to do. I mean, just look at this story. I saw this one earlier as well. Tight Louisiana election, speaking of votes, for Caddo Parish Sheriff was decided by one vote. One vote out of 43,000 plus votes that were cast. Sad situation where the Caddo Parish Clerk of Court says that a couple people didn't understand what they were doing, and they voted twice. No matter what happens in any court battle, blah, 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 under this, they're going to do a recount, but the recount will only focus on absentee ballots, as Louisiana uses paperless touchscreening voting machines without a paper trail. And that's the problem. There is no paper trail. You want to talk about malfeasance? Look at the voting situations around the country. See where things don't seem to add up, where the numbers don't make sense, where you have 103% of people voting when the number only goes to 100%. I mean, you see this around the country. So when you sit there and you go, oh, well, there wasn't a red wave, but then you mention, oh, that's right, Lee Zeldin almost won New York. Like, he came within a few percentage points of winning New York. 5. There was a big turnout, but I think there's a little hokey pokey going on. But also there's, let's face it, Joe Biden said it a few times on the campaign trail. I don't need you to vote. It's who counts the votes. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But to the broader point of Republicans for the next year cannot just continue to use as their strategy, hey, let's just chronicle the decline of the country and think that that's going to always hit home. And that's good. The only thing we need to do is keep chronicling the decline of the country and not have our own vision, not have our own plan, not have our own messaging, and not have our own person who can deliver that message to the voters.
Yeah, I think Trump does it anytime he does one of his rallies. Do you want $2 gas? Do you want to not be in a world war? Do you want to make sure that you're not losing? Inflation isn't killing you. You want back to 1.8 or 2% inflation? I think those are great messages, and it show he's already done it. So it's like, look, this is my resume. I've already done this. I can do this again. You know what I mean?
Damon, the RNC only has half the cash. The lowest level since 2015 on hand. We only have $9 million cash on hand. Nikki Haley's spending $10 million just in December in Iowa in January. They're not in great shape. They had $20 million in the cycle in 2016. They had double the money. And the the DNC has double the amount of money of the RNC right now. They don't have the grassroots effort. Charlie Kirk made great points today on his show that he has 300,000 members in Turning Point and a staff of like 400 people. And they're getting out the vote, and they're grassroots. The RNC is not a grassroots activist organization. The DNC has all the government workers. They got all the lawyers. They got all the municipal workers. They got all the college students, not all of them, but, they have a lot. So they got the ground game, and the RNC is just out in left field somewhere.
It's the other big story of the day, exactly what you hit on, David. Of course, it comes from the Washington Post, so you have to take it from where it comes. But I've seen it other places as well. I just happened to pick up on their headline. Donations to GOP have dropped as worries mount about the party's finances. Donors have not cut as many large checks to the RNC in recent years, and the party's small dollar program has also suffered. That's the headline. So you're right on the money.
Yeah, well, Trump is the guy with the $30, $60 donor, and he's the grassroots of the party.
Yeah, and then when you have somebody like Mitt Romney saying he's going to vote Democrat in 2024, you got a problem within the RNC with people like this.